Hello, in this video I will tell you how you can automate your invoices using Stripe and Make.com. This is a very common use case that can be used in almost every company, from the smallest one to the largest one. I am Peter. I'm a productivity and automation expert using coding and non-coding tools. If you need help streamlining some of your business processes, there's a link in the description below that you can click to book a free call. And now, let's start building. For this video we will use Google Sheets to start the Make.com automation. I have created an entry in Google Sheets containing the name of the user, the email address, the price we have to charge him, the name of the product, and a button. When clicking this button, this automation will start, and normally we will receive an email with the invoice. So if I run the script, the automation has started, and if everything is okay, we should receive an email in our mailbox. And there it is. If I open this email, you will see the invoice. You can download the invoice. That will be a PDF file. There is also a payment link which you can click. So you click on this link, and a payment link opens where you can fill in your credit card details if you want to pay with credit card. Okay, so this will be the automation we will build today. Okay, let's get started and create an automation. We start with a new scenario, and we start this automation with a webhook. You can consider a webhook as a mailbox where you receive packages. In our case, we will receive packages from Google Sheets, and that package contains all the data that Google Sheets sends to us. So at webhook, just call it trigger or something, whatever you want, and click save. And now Make.com creates a URL for us, and this we can use in our script in Google Sheets. This address you can consider is at your home address where the package has to be sent to. So now go to the script that is behind the button and click insert the webhook here and save this. For this video I've created an entry in Google Sheets, the name of the user, the amount we're gonna charge him for, the package name, the description of the product, and his email address. And this data also will be sent inside the package that will be received by the webhook. Now save this one, go back to our automation and run once, and if now we click on this button, it will start the script, and here you have the package that has been received by Make.com. Okay, now we finally can start building. Normally you would think, and open a Stripe module, you would think, okay, let's create an invoice. So do it. Okay, first thing it will ask is to create your Stripe connection. Therefore you need to have connection type, you need to have an API key. For this key you have to go to your Stripe account, then you go to developers, and in developers you have a tab API keys. Here you can create your API key. No worries, I have deleted all mine. I would suggest to create a test API key to play around and see how everything works. For this video I've created my own API key, live API key, so I work in production environment. So now go back to the Stripe automation. I already have created an API key, so I use my API key. So for creating an invoice, the first thing Stripe asks is the customer ID. We don't have a customer ID yet. This customer ID is related to Stripe, so it needs to be set up in Stripe. So we cancel this one and we delete this module and start with another module in Stripe. Create a customer. So open this one, Stripe. What it needs is the email address. The email address we have received in our previous module and that you can use again, and the name of the user, and that is me. All the rest, that's up to you, but these two are needed. So now click on OK and run the script again. Run the script again, and now you will see, not this one, that it has received an answer back from Stripe. In this balloon or circle, you will see the results it has received. So if you scroll down a bit, you will see this is the result from Stripe. Customer ID, it has created a customer ID. Okay, now we can get started. Before creating an invoice, Stripe wants you to create an invoice item. Why? I have no idea, but I found that this is the only way how it works. So create invoice item, customer ID that we have received in our previous module, input the amount by total amount that we have received in our first module. Here you have to pay attention. Stripe charges or uses decimals. So let's say if you put here 100, the end result will be the invoice for €1, not 100. So you have to multiply this amount by 100. So if you want to charge 1,000, you have to put here 100,000. And then if you scroll down, the currency, that is a 3-letter thing. So USD, in my case, it will be euro. The description, that also we have received in our previous package, and that will be integration of our CRM module. Period, start, that's all not needed. Now we can click OK and try to run this module. Okay, it needs the description. We can get that one, and description and the customer ID. Customer ID we can copy from here. Run once. We can always change this later. I will change it later. So it was 750. Oh, 1, 2. Okay, now we have a result. It did run. Now we can create finally our invoice. So go back to Stripe. Invoices, create an invoice. Here again it needs the customer ID that we already have. Auto advanced, no collection method that you have to set. Change invoice, day until due. Mostly people use 30, but I only use 3. Description that we have received in our first module. Integration of CRM automation. That's all you need. Okay. Now let's write this automation. So go back to our Google Sheet, create invoice, and what has it done? It has created an invoice. Now before we can use this invoice, we have to finalize this invoice. So this invoice will be definitive, so nothing can be changed in it. So again, go to the invoices section, finalize a draft invoice. The invoice ID we have from here. So now we finally have everything we need. We have the invoice, we have everything, we have set up a customer. Now we have to send the invoice. So we go back to Stripe. If you look or scroll down, there will be no option to send invoice. Therefore, to send the invoice, we have to use an API call. So that's contacting Stripe, saying, hey, we have something for you, you do this for me. So the URL we need is v1 version 1 invoices, and here you need the invoice ID. You can click here and send. It's a post. So now click OK, and if we run this complete automation again and generate invoice, if everything is okay, I'm gonna close this one. If everything is okay, we should have received an invoice. Now go back to invoices. This is the new invoice we have received, 750. So now everything is okay. Now you can set up your own flow to create invoices and send invoices. But there is one problem, and I'm going to show you. If you, in Stripe you go to customers, click on customers, here you will see every time it runs the workflow, it creates the same customer again, and that you don't want, because at the end you will have 20 times the same instance of the same user. So for that we can check it first if the customer exists. So we're gonna unlink this one and put a module in before. Go back to Stripe, to the customers, list all customers. No, let me think. Yeah, okay, Stripe connection, the email. Okay. Now we can run this. And see what happens. It has. What is the outputs? Oh. The customer exists. So now what we can do is, I'm going to move this a bit up. Create an if statement. We do that by flow control, router. We're gonna have this one here. And we're gonna connect this one. And we're gonna set up a filter. Set up filter. Label user does not exist. And what will the condition be? List all customers. So if this one exists, it means the customer exists. You have to choose here, does not exist. Okay. What we have to do if the customer already exists, then we don't have to create the customer, but we can use this workflow, this part of the workflow. So we clone this one. We clone this one. We clone this one. And clone this one. And now let's check what is missing. The customer ID. What is missing here? Probably the same. The customer ID. We can use this one because there is only one customer. And what is missing here? The invoice ID. And what is missing here? Oh, yeah. The invoice ID again. And here, make fill, set up filter, label, customer already exists. Condition, customer ID exists. And make it look clean. Okay, there it is again. So now if we run it once, first check something. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 instances already of me. So now if we run this again, it shouldn't create a new customer, but it should send the invoice. let's check. And as you can see, it did follow this route. It started here, you have results here, results here, results here, results here, and results here. And now check the mailbox. Oh. And we have received a new email, 2 new emails with invoices. So this one is from the previous trial, and this one is the last one, so everything should be fine. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and please like and subscribe.